Alright, so let's open the fridge. We have some sourdough bread over here. Just going to open that up. Takeout. One toast for his breakfast right now, and slightly larger for that should be for his snack and for his lunchbox. This goes back in. Next up, I'll get some cherry tomatoes. What else do I need? I need some mozzarella. And yeah, let's start with these. So, first things first, I'll fire up the pan so it gets hot. Alright. Pan's up. Next I'll get my knife and I am going to cut these cherry tomatoes out. I mean, if you've got time and you've thought this out in advance, what you could do is you could cut these cherry tomatoes in half and you could roast them in your oven or your air fryer. Oops, it's oozing out a little bit. That's all right. You could do that, and the ones that are roasted obviously taste better, but these will do. I mean, a bunch of the times you just don't plan for these things, and if your kid gets hungry and you want to fix a quick snack, this is a good hack. So I will take a larger bowl. This should do. Throw in these tomatoes. Alright. I am then going to add a little salt. Alright. And some olive oil. Okay. These need to be mixed up and they go in the microwave. Yes, the microwave does the job. 30 seconds, good enough. Meanwhile, pan's heating up. I will get rid of these seeds and tomato juice. Put this for wash later. On with the bread. Put some butter onto the bread so that toasts evenly. Some people like to throw in the butter in the pan, and that's great if your butter is not melted, but if you have melted butter handy, which is great to have at all times, this is a better way because you are introducing butter to most of the surface area of the bread, and when you press down the bread in the pan, more surface area and hence more butter gets exposed to the heat, and so the more hearty and crunchier your toast becomes. So I'm going to do this. Now you might think, is that a lot of butter? But for kids, I don't think you should think too much about if your kid's active, especially, and doesn't have a medical condition. I think it's completely okay to feed them fats, healthy fats. Butter is not the healthiest, but it's not poison. Okay, looks like the tomatoes are done. You see how they got all mushy? I don't need the butter anymore, so I just use this. I think they could use a little more heating. Alright, maybe 10 more seconds. Alright, so my bread is toasting over here. Meanwhile, we will fire situation is a mess over here. I need to sort this out. But meanwhile, I am going to start the air fryer. 375. We won't go all the way to 10 minutes. Maybe we'll round down to 5 minutes. Let's preheat the oven. I made my coffee earlier, and oftentimes I just forget adding water to it and drinking it really. So a few sips. Coffee doesn't hurt. Alright, so toast is getting toasty, and I am not going to make it super toasty, for the reason that this is also going to go in the air fryer. I'll get these tomatoes out, and here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to spread these tomatoes, let the juice come out a little bit. Yeah, squishy. You could take the skin off, or you could let the skin on. I mean, thin skin could make your kids fuss about their food, so I'm gonna get rid of. But the thick skin, the chewy, meatier stuff, I mean, that's fine. They can eat it. Most kids enjoy it. Put this over here. There you go. And a slice of bread, like a sourdough, works really well in this kind of a dish because it doesn't really completely crumble down or break down from the juices that come out of the tomato. In fact, you can spread over some juice as such, and so the integrity is maintained. The structure and the integrity of the bread is maintained. So I'm going to just cut up a few slices of mozzarella. This is low fat, low hydration mozzarella. Usually you would find these on New York style pizzas, or most pizzerias in India use these kind of cheese, and these are great for applications as such. I'm going to put this back in for another use. I think that's good enough. Once the oven is heated up, I will go ahead and salt this a little bit. Okay, and throw this guy in the oven or the air fryer. It's all the same. Did we just miss a spot? I think we did. Never mind. Okay, while that heats up, I will start compiling the lunchbox. So, toast, fruit, some fun snack, vitamin gummy, and we could use one of the meal preps, interesting meal preps from last weekend in this slot, and that's going to be our chicken fajitas. So there it is. I prepared this batch of fajitas over this weekend. Goes great on tostadas, in wraps, and quesadillas, and you could just snack on these as, just by themselves. So I'm just gonna put some of these in here. Right. Some more chicken. You could do this with paneer. I'll make a video for how I prepare this. There's one coming up this weekend if you happen to check it out. So fajitas. Alright, this goes back in, and this goes in the microwave for 45 seconds, 40 seconds, 45. Okay, let's get the fruit out. So I've cut some guavas. This always helps if you cut fruits ahead of time. You know, when kids get hungry, they have something healthy to munch on. So guava goes in. I think this should be good. Yeah, this guy is good. Smells incredible. Okay, so guava. We will throw in some of this fajita, chicken fajitas in there. It's a great snack. You could also put this in a sandwich. Put some cheese. These are great. Protein. Let's check on this. Oh, it's nice and melty, and the toast is not too crusty and chewy. Great. So I will take this out. Just use my knife. You gotta be very careful because your knife shouldn't scrape the surface of your air fry basket. You can switch this off. Cancel. Off. Alright, so we've got this there. A diagonal cut, nice diagonal cut to keep things interesting. And she goes in here. Alright. Maybe a few cranks of pepper. Yeah. To give a contrast on the white. Okay, for this slot, I have this freeze-dried mango. And freeze drying is just a process of making a fruit or any vegetable or anything as such preserve without adding any chemical preservatives, and you just freeze dry them. It's basically blast freezing, I believe. I might be wrong, I'll have to look that up, but if you blast freeze vegetables, you know, with taking out some moisture from the environment, and this is sort of like dehydrating, but in the cool zone. I'm not sure how that works exactly, but these are delicious. So it's not an ad, but this brand seems to make freeze-dried fruits, and kids love them. The final slot is going to be the vitamin gummy. We've been using these gummies just to make sure our son is not lacking in any vitamins or essential minerals. And this is a brand that, again, not a sponsor, but they do not use, they're sugar-free, natural sugar, you know, no added sugar. So these are great. If your doctor has recommended vitamin gummies, they're great. I mean, they're not the best for the teeth, especially if they have sugar, but these should be fine. So the guava goes back in. What else? So that's the main lunch, and for the snack box, I will just go ahead and pack the rest of this toast along with some animal crackers. And there's this trick. Oops, somebody took them and did not close it. Might be me, who knows. So there's this trick I spoke about where if I add just 2 animal crackers for my son, and they're always all gone, but if they're more than 2, then they just come back. I don't know why that trick works, but it just does. Child psychology. Scarcity, I guess, and less overwhelm. All right, so that's the snack box. I'll close this up, and this is his bento box. It's lunch. This gets closed. For his breakfast, I've got this toast, and I will just quickly whisk in an egg and make a scrambled egg to go on top of that toast. My son has lately started to love scrambled eggs. I'm not sure why, but I believe that he saw me really dig into one of those recently, and he just kept staring. He was not a big fan of eggs before that, but I was eating the scrambled egg on toast and he kept staring, and he asked me, what are you eating? And I told him, it's egg on toast. And then he was like, can I have a bite? I'm like, sure. And somehow he loved it. I'm not sure why, but he did. And from there on, he demands I give him egg on toast every morning without fail. I'm pretty sure he's gonna get bored of it at some point, but until he does, let those protein go in. Okay, my younger son has gotten up. He's a baby, so I might have to take a break and get back later. Just finish these eggs before I go. Okay. All right. So this egg is almost ready. Switch off the gas and get back to these. Okay, so I'm back, and I am carrying my little one because he does not want to be put down. So all I have to do is just put this egg on the toast. And the egg, as you can see, I left it for about maybe a couple of minutes, and I switched off the gas, but it's continuing to cook from the residual heat that the egg had, and also what the pan had. It's actually called carryover cooking, not exactly in this sense, but when you take the dish out of the pan and you put it somewhere else, the heat inside the dish keeps it cooking for longer. And that's why they say that you should get your eggs out of the pan before it gets to the texture that you desire, right? Slightly before. And there it is. In my head, I'm really hoping that this doesn't spill as I move it from that counter to this counter, but that's how it is. A parent's life, many times. Alright, so you've got this done, and this is going to be his breakfast. Cut this into 2 halves so it's easy to bite. I'm not sure if he's going to finish both, but if he doesn't, then one of us will have to, either me or my wife. Alright, so this is egg on toast, and that's his lunch. There you go. I'll give you a close-up. Mission accomplished. See you all next time. If you like this video, please drop a comment below and let me know what you cook for your kids when you're in a rush. What do you pack for lunch boxes, and what are some ideas that you'd like me to execute? So throw in your ideas, and I'd love to have a chat. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.